Here at QUT, we have dozens of different clubs and groups that students can join, but one of the most unknown and by far the most interesting is the QUT Lichens Quidditch Club. The club was first established in 2011, and despite competing in dozens of tournaments and competitions over the years, there is still debate in regards to whether or not this club is considered a legitimate sporting group. So, our question is Quidditch a legitimate sport? We're going to take to the streets and ask around and see what the QUT students think about Quidditch.
I do know what Quidditch is, yes.
Yes.
I have indeed. Isn't that in Harry Potter?
Is Quidditch a real sport? Well, it depends what you consider a sport. If you consider.
I think so, because you're doing athletics, you're moving around, you're getting involved fitness-wise. I think that. Yeah.
Did you know that QUT has their own Quidditch club?
I have heard of that. I've seen it once in the park somewhere, and I was like,
Yeah, I did actually. I saw that.
it's interesting.
No. It's so random. No. That's amazing.
So, we took to the streets, and what we've gathered is that there is still a stereotype surrounding Quidditch that is stopping people from seeing this as a real sport. But our investigation does not stop here. We are going to go into the very heart of Quidditch and see for ourselves if this fictional game is a real sport or just another Harry Potter fan club. As president, how do you think that the club could get some more exposure?
At the moment, we kind of get a lot of attention from the media, especially with Australia winning the World Cup last year and hopefully backing it up this year. But a lot of people still consider it a bit of a joke.
So what was your perspective on Quidditch when you first kind of heard about it?
I was pretty excited. As a major Harry Potter nerd, I was like, holy crap, I can play this game.
At first I thought it was quite strange that people wanted to voluntarily run around on broomsticks. But then I kind of, grew to the idea.
What made you join the team?
Well, I was looking for a sport to play that wasn't too expensive and that was really inviting. With also a lot of like physical aspects. That wasn't,
Okay, and what are people's kind of response when you tell them you play Quidditch?
At first they laugh, especially my parents.
Yeah.
And then they kind of ask, oh, how do you play it? What's the rules? And then they kind of, they understand it from there.
Just for context, here's how the rules of the game work in the source material. There are 4 balls, a quaffle, 2 bludgers and a golden snitch. Each team is comprised of 7 players that have different roles. 3 chasers who pass and score the quaffle into the opposing hoops, 1 keeper whose job is to defend their hoops, 2 beaters who use bats to beat the bludgers away from their players and into the opposing team's players. Imagine dodgeball but with cannonballs. Finally, there is a seeker in each team who has to catch the snitch.
Together.
Score. And I know you guys have games and stuff. When are typically your games on?
So we play on Sundays, usually against other teams around the state, so the next one's coming up on May 27th.
At this point, I was offered a one-on-one training session with the team to see firsthand what playing Quidditch is like. And you play like regularly with UQ, don't you?
Yeah, so we train every second Friday with UQ.
Awesome. And do you guys have a bit of a rivalry, or is it kind of friendly?
Yeah, there's definitely a cross-river rivalry.
Cross-river.
Yeah, they don't really like us because we keep beating them.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of your goal as president, to make Quidditch more competitive.
Yeah, because so QT hasn't really done too well at the national tournaments, and we're just trying to improve our standings there.
Awesome. So it really is as much as it's competitive, you do make some friends.
Yep, definitely.
Awesome.
Competitive on the field and then social life.
Yeah, because it does get pretty competitive, hey?
So at the last state league game, one of our team members actually dislocated his finger and the bone came through the skin.
Whoa.
It can get quite aggressive, but it's also quite friendly.
Yeah, so it's a contact sport.
Yeah.
Our question was, is Quidditch a real sport? And from what we have gathered, and after joining in a training session myself, I think it's safe to say that Quidditch is a real sport. After seeing the dedication and commitment that these players have to the game, it is clear that this sport deserves recognition as a competitive game. Everyone in this club comes from different degrees and different lifestyles, and it makes the Lichens one of the most inclusive and diverse groups on campus. So regardless of whether or not you think that Quidditch is a real sport or not, you cannot deny the fact that this team comes together in a way that only a sports team can.